GM Cardano, I'm Lloyd Duhon. It is the 28th of November 2023. Here are your top stories. Rhys Morgan of Stoic Pool built a new tutorial of the Aiken smart contract language allowing non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, to be fractionalized.
So fractionalized NFTs, it's quite self-explanatory. You have one NFT and then people own tokens which are like a fraction of a representative of a percentage of ownership. The way this works is we need a minting validator, minting contract, that's going to mint two tokens. One, the actual asset itself, and then the other side of that coin is the fractions. So we're going to do it with like one NFT and 1,000 fractions. So owning one of those tokens gives you 0.1% ownership in the NFT.
While the concept of shared NFT ownership is straightforward, the technical details underlying this fractionalization model are more complex. Specifically, Rhys needs smart contracts to mint paired tokens.
So with our minting policy, we're going to get the script context and we're going to pull out the fields transaction and purpose. And we're going to expect the purpose to be mint. And from that, we can get the policy ID of the tokens that the validator creates. Then we can get the mint and outputs from the transaction. When we get in the mint, we want to expect that there is a reference asset name and a reference amount, and a fractional asset name and a fraction amount. And we can just take that from the minted value of the transaction. We can extract the tokens or filter for the tokens of that policy ID, and then we can put it in a list.
One token represents ownership of the NFT itself, while the other exists in fractions denoting percentage ownership stakes. For safekeeping, a separate locking contract holds the NFT token securely to prevent accidental spending, and a third distribution contract allows users to redeem fractional tokens. Rhys demonstrates constructing the validators in the smart contract language Aiken, along with off-chain code in Lucid, to facilitate transactions for minting, locking, distributing, and updating the fractional token pairs. While the MultiContract fractionalized NFT model requires complex logic, it showcases expanded possibilities for flexible NFTs and shared ownership on Cardano through the capabilities of the Aiken smart contract language. Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson held a surprise AMA from Colorado Sunday. Melannie, how did it go?
GM Lloyd. Charles discussed Cardano's progress over the past year, highlighting the growth of projects building on the platform and the recent summit. However, he expressed frustration with ongoing criticism of Cardano, despite its achievements, chalking it up to the reality of being a high-profile entrepreneur.
That's why they hate crypto so much, because it's honest.
On the topic of COVID vaccines, he lamented the controversies and lack of informed consent. He sees decentralization as the solution, giving people control over identity, money, and voting.
The entire reason cryptocurrencies exist is that we're trying collectively to reestablish the social contract, because the social contract is horrifically broken.
When asked about presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy, Hoskinson welcomed the idea of an open discussion.
I'd love to actually spend about an hour or two and just kind of see what his opinions are on various things.
This demonstrates Hoskinson's inclusive approach to those with differing politics. Looking ahead, he expressed optimism about Cardano improvements on the horizon, including new BLS support, Plutus version 3, and SIP 1694 that will expand functionality. He also discussed his health clinic in Wyoming, nearing 5,000 patients and beginning Phase 2 construction to triple its size and capabilities. Overall, Hoskinson remains dedicated to Cardano's vision despite the challenges. For GM Cardano, I'm Melannie Duhon.
Thanks, Melannie. Project Catalyst community lead Danny Rybar announced in the newsletter that Fund 11 is now over halfway through the public submission period for draft proposals. The submission period is open until November 30th for public drafts, with the ability to finalize proposals by December 7th. There is also now open registration for community reviewers through December 10th. Users can navigate to the Cardano IdeaScale website to participate. In other Catalyst news, the milestone module connecting the Project Catalyst website is now live for Fund 10 projects. This allows efficient tracking of funded proposals. Coming up, the Governance Guild is hosting a grassroots governance community forum on December 1st to discuss community sustainability. The next town hall is Wednesday the 29th at 5 p.m. UTC. Voter registration for Fund 11 ends January 15th, with voting from January 25th through February 8th. If you have a proposal that you would like to share to the GM Cardano community, we will be collecting soundbites of The Most Important Thing. This is for the Cardano community to hear about your proposal. Please prepare a 1-minute or less answer and reach out to us on the tip line, or join us in the Catalyst After Town Hall breakout room, Elevating Your Pitch, that takes place immediately following Town Hall on Wednesday. If you have an important story that the Cardano community needs to hear, please use the GM Cardano tip line, gmctips@gmcardano.com, or send us a DM on X to our handle, GM_Cardano. For links to these stories, please check our show notes. GM Cardano is your go-to resource for the latest news from the Cardano blockchain. Your support helps us grow. Please like and subscribe on YouTube or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Today's episode was hosted by Lloyd Duhon and produced and fact-checked by me, Melannie Duhon.
GM Cardano.